The Nuclear Regulatory Commission has already begun a complete investigation into today's accident.
Microsoft is restarting the nuclear reactor at 3 Mile Island. Yes, that 3 Mile Island, site of America's worst nuclear disaster. They're bringing it back online exclusively to power artificial intelligence. And Sam Altman, the guy who raised $40 billion for OpenAI, just admitted we might be living inside a bubble. Welcome to the AI gold rush. Except you're not the prospector. You're the one paying for the shovels. Sam Altman stood in front of reporters last month and said something remarkable. Are we in a phase where investors as a whole are overexcited about AI? My opinion is yes. He used the word bubble 3 times in 15 seconds. Well, Sam, here we are. Because he said this after raising $40 billion in the largest private tech deal in history. After convincing every pension fund in America to bet their futures on artificial intelligence. Timing's funny like that. This is the same Sam Altman who promised AGI by 2027, claimed AI would generate trillions in value, and called this the most important technology in human history. And now, we might be in a bubble. Translation, I got my money, good luck with yours.
The world should eliminate poverty if able to do so.
Let's talk about real money. Not market cap, that's just numbers on a screen. I'm talking about actual resources. Steel, silicon, electricity. And who's buying it all? Meta, Google, Microsoft, Amazon spent $246 billion on AI infrastructure in 2024. This year, $320 to $364 billion. That's 50% more in 1 year. That higher number represents 1.2% of America's entire GDP, going toward teaching computers to write emails and generate pictures of people with too many fingers. Altman closed $40 billion in March. 4 months later, another $8 billion, structured in tranches because that's how you raise money when you're burning through it faster than you can count. And here's the accounting trick nobody talks about. Companies depreciate these assets over 5 to 6 years, but the hardware becomes obsolete in 2. Amazon just admitted this, shortening their schedule and triggering $1 billion in charges. Over 5 years, cumulative spending on AI infrastructure will exceed $2 trillion. $2 trillion on technology that might not deliver. MIT examined 300 AI deployments across companies that invested $40 billion total. The finding? 95% showed no financial benefit within 6 months. No increased revenue, no cost savings, nothing. Only 5% generated returns. The technology works in demos. In production, at scale, with real complexity, 95% failure rate. Meanwhile, OpenAI has never made a profit. $5 billion in losses in 2024. $13.5 billion in the first half of 2025 alone. They don't expect profitability until 2029. 4 more years of losses. But sure, Sam, tell us about this bubble you might be in.
Why should we trust you?
You shouldn't.
Which brings us back to 3 Mile Island. Microsoft signed a 20-year deal to restart it. 835 megawatts of nuclear power, 100% going to data centers. Yes, this is Unit 1, not the reactor that melted down. But we're still bringing back 3 Mile Island, global symbol of nuclear catastrophe. Why? Because AI needs that much power. We're bringing back 3 Mile Island so ChatGPT can write your emails. And you're paying for it. Before ChatGPT, electricity prices were declining. Then AI data centers spun up. If you live near data center concentrations, Northern Virginia, Oregon, the Midwest, your rates climbed 40 to 90% over 3 years. National average, 6% in 1 year. And accelerating. Data centers consumed 1.5% of global electricity in 2024. That doubles by 2030. Every factory's energy costs spiked. They pass those costs to you. your groceries, your car, your phone. Everything costs more because we decided chatbots were infrastructure priority number 1. But AI companies need more power. Much more. The Department of Energy report says 70% of transmission lines are over 25 years old and approaching the end of their life cycle. American grids run with just 15% reserve margins. One heat wave and we're looking at rolling blackouts, while data centers run 24/7. The solution? Tech companies are lobbying Congress to spend trillions of your tax dollars upgrading the grid to solve their power problem. The threat is simple. Give us the infrastructure or we move to China. Look, AI isn't useless. Image editing is faster. Code completion helps developers. These are real benefits. But companies didn't spend $250 billion for slightly better autocomplete. They wanted revolution. What they got was spell check with a massive power bill and a $2 trillion price tag. Here's what we've built: an elaborate machine consuming unprecedented resources while delivering modest returns. 95% of deployments failing. $250 billion spent in 2024. $364 billion projected for 2025. Hardware depreciating faster than accounting admits. Billions in energy costs passed to consumers. Trillions in infrastructure spending using your tax dollars. And Sam Altman, after raising $40 billion, after your bills climbed, after convincing corporations to bet everything, stands up and says, yeah, we might be in a bubble. Your electric meter doesn't care about stock prices. It keeps spinning. Every month, money leaves your account whether AI delivers or not.
Oh, I think we should be taxed like ordinary income, and I donate my difference.
They're not hiding it anymore. Altman raised his $40 billion. Microsoft executives got their stock options. Venture capitalists who got in early are selling at the peak. They've already won. Whether AI succeeds or fails catastrophically, you haven't. Your retirement is tied to companies gambling billions on technology 95% of businesses can't make work. Your electricity costs climbed 6 to 90%. Your taxes will fund their infrastructure. When reality catches up with the hype, and Altman thinks it might, you're holding the bag. Not Altman, not Microsoft executives, not the venture capitalists. You. When this bubble pots, and Altman thinks it might, remember who warned you. Remember the $2 trillion, the 95% failure rate, that they restarted 3 Mile Island for this, that they admitted it was a bubble after taking your money. When it crashes, they'll be fine. They already got paid. But you're still paying the bill. Every month. Whether it works or not.